raccolto 6 dollari. Hai raccolto 6 dollari. Hai raccolto 2 dollari. Hai raccolto 4 dollari. Hai raccolto 6 dollari. Hai raccolto 12 dollari. Hai raccolto 8 dollari. Hai raccolto 2 dollari. Hai raccolto 9 dollari. Hai raccolto 8 dollari. Hai raccolto 9 dollari. Hai raccolto 4 dollari. Hai raccolto 2 dollari. Hai raccolto 6 dollari. Chat screen. Message to send. Message to send. Barra money. Epidemia game menu. Use mouse cursor or tab button to select element.
Whenever they try to go for the setup, but Flick, oh, he might just actually be taken down here. He wasn't supposed to be there, and look at that, this big crack combo coming in from Boye. Lewis is next to fall. But Corinthians, they're doing their best to hold on this mid lane turret.
You hate to see the puncture get cancelled, or even the puncture missing straight out. Flick had no way to escape. The Phantom Execution could have been a way to jump and to run. But remember, Mythic Steel have a ton of very small displacements that make it very difficult for Lancelot to pop the Phantom Execution. Mainly, that shoulder bash from the Phoveus, Spear of Misery from Zippy, yada yada with Nico too. And this Phoveus is really taking control of the game right now, but I don't know if he's going to survive a 1v3.
He's taking so much attention, and now they try to burst him down. Ken is nearby though, and they don't know it. Upatizi fortunately has the flicker, so he gets to survive, but that was a close call. And still, they don't get to take down Kun. Nico, nearby, using the lantern flares. Oh, there was the ejector trying to save Esu, but then the Crimson Beacon was also committed. So at least they get to keep everyone safe.
Mythic Seal now the ones playing it incredibly slow and clinical. They're no longer the team we saw in game number 1 in the lead, while being in the lead. Maybe LaFell was right. Maybe they just got to start off behind, and then they'll come back with discipline. So far, that's been the name of the game. SMB goal difference. Look at that. 762 goal lead on the Phoveus. There are ways to beat the CC in lane, and Kun is doing it. Curtain call baited out.
Kun is showing us how, but Flick tries to go for Ken actually. This is actually the first time they get to take a kill away, or the second time they get to take a kill away from Kun, but Fist break, Fiskra again. Upatizi in danger, but still finds the double kill. Upatizi gets taken out too though, so that's a 2-for-1. But the turtle fight's still going on.
Cancelled out. Electrifying beats. Now the Phantom Execution is well. Turtle reset. Nico in the midst of it all. Flick wins out the red tree, and Nico will fall to Jesus yo-yos as the curtain call locks him down. Mythic Seal, while being in the lead again, some odd initiations, overextending Kun without Flicker 1v1.
I'm surprised they're actually able to win out the prolonged teamfights even without Upatizi. Like Corinthians Esports, they were able to proceed, I think, just regroup, reset for a moment. Interesting way that they were able to deal with the fight. I think we'll be seeing that in this incident doing so, again at the expense of Upatizi. But who would have thought JP was actually able to fight longer?
I think it just comes down to them being too split up at the start. They went in 1-by-1. Mythic Seal, hold up.
Oh, are they gonna go for this? Oh, wow! Ken could barely move. Flicker used supposedly
nice
to
reaction.
Kun. Yes, but it was committed onto Hesu. Nonetheless, still a pick-off for Corinthians Esports, but they're still struggling to convert into objectives.
Back to my point earlier, I think for Mythic Seal, they just fall into habits, bad habits, so fast. Like, they would come back, they would be behind, and then they'll be like, all right, we've got to play discipline. Once they win, they go back to be like, oh, I'm just going to walk up like this. You know, they deal damage, but I was able to 1v3 earlier, so I can do it again. Yeah. It's different. It's different, especially because, God, you didn't have Flicker. You had Flicker the first time when you 1v3'd. Kun just took too much in the turtle fight earlier, and it became too chill, yo.
They can't forget about the small things.
They really can't. When you're starting the fight alone with a quarter of HP, as the main front line at this point of the game, you need to be a bit healthy.
Okay. Zippy might be sensing danger here, by the way. Upatizi is not alone, but Zippy, he actually hesitates, doesn't go for the recall just yet, and Corinthians might be able to set up for this upcoming Lord.
Wow.
That's a fleeting time?
This is a utility Zetienne. Frost La Neve has built a fleeting time. It's really just working appeal.
Oh.
Number one, it's appeal for Upatizi. Second, that global ult for the stun. It's a utility
Epidemia
Zetienne as
Lord
they go
zombie
for the
distruggerà
Lord.
tutti gli
Okay,
oggetti a
SOD,
terra tra
that'll connect,
200
that'll be a huge
secondi.
problem. Oh yeah! Gets the last hit on the Lord, and the fight is
Zippy.
still going. Kun might be traded down here, but Upatizi, very dangerous, will be the target for Zippy, but he goes for Hesu first, and still will be able to catch up somehow, but they need to commit the conceal. 3 members in exchange of only Kun, and Upatizi now make that 4.
Mythic Seal just need to be behind for them to win. They are behind, we're behind, and then they had a clinical fight around the Lord. Corinthians didn't know what hit them. The conceal cancel with the Dark Wave onto 2 was beautiful by Kun, and a Lantern Flare for Frost La Neve. Remember, no damage. It's utility build, so defending this is gonna be quite hard.
That's why when they don't get to be or to pull off these successful setups, Corinthians esports are definitely gonna struggle. Like, those ejector plays are gonna be very important. Those targets are gonna be very important. But now what's more important is the way they're able to defend this objective, this Lord. They've already lost all of their holy shields, and that'll mean a lot for Mythic Seals, who were sort of on the seesaw for this game.
It's been a roller coaster of a game here. Back and forth, damage dealt ranking. It's still, wow, Upatizi. And despite the fleeting time, still Frost La Neve.
Oh.
Hey, you know what? Never mind. He does deal damage. Hey, maybe fleeting time is just the way to go. Maybe that just adds into the damage because you can spam your ult a bit
Yeah.
more, and then it leads up to more damage.
Paragrafo F
Maybe
sopravvissuto
that's
Eternal Force
Get to
141.
use it every now
Ciao.
and then.
Yeah.
Paragrafo F
Skypiercer though for
infetto il
Upatizi,
trattino basso
it's
Potti.
at an all-time
Ciao.
low. It's not looking real good right now. Conceal does feel like a desperate one, and even they're confused. They pop a conceal and they're like, wait, we shouldn't be going in. 70 seconds on the Lord. There's no reason for us to conceal.
There's no information either. All the
Paragrafo
waves are
F
synced in top,
sopravvissuto
mid, and
Eternal
bot, but
Force
you see no
141.
one.
Hai
No
un'arma.
Mythic Seal, so you have no way to guarantee that you could actually go for something near the Lord pit. Very questionable for Corinthians
Paragrafo
esports.
F
So
sopravvissuto
it seems like
Eternal
Mythic
Force
Seals are still able to
141.
hold
Se
their
non te ne
ground
prendo
and not
una.
do anything because they know that they shouldn't do
Paragrafo
anything or
F
need
infetto il
not to
trattino
do
basso
anything.
Potti. No
I think
sono
Mythic
mossa
Seal
e ho
sees that
perso
replay,
tutto.
they're just gonna be like, oh, okay.
Chat screen.
Because that was one of the conceals of all
Message
time. Now
and
this is a
present
conceal.
to send.
Oh. Okay, okay. They have
Oh,
to
they
do
just
it.
went
Message to send.
And there's the Fury of the Phoenix in an attempt to
Paragrafo
stop them in their tracks. But multiple members get stunned by Mythic Seals.
Hai
Hesu and
raccolto
Luis,
12
the front
Hai
liners are
raccolto
down. They
online
get to
player,
take out
online player,
Kundo, but
online
Zippy,
player,
what a
online
great
player,
attempt
online
from the pro
player.
laner of Mythic
Paragrafo
Seals.
R, paragrafo 6 di paragrafo Christian Mazz 82.
Oh man, that was
Big
so
Boss Sino
unfortunate.
618.
I don't know if
Sopravvissuto Eternal Force 141.
Cooper
Infetto il trattino
the
basso
target that's
Potti.
visible.
Hai raccolto
He didn't
12
go for the
dollari.
shot straight onto
Hai
Zippy. That
raccolto 5
might have killed him,
dollari.
might have not. Again,
Hai
but
chat
hey, in the
screen.
end, that was worth it for Mythic Seal. They lost Kun for the price of Louise and Hesu, but they're not actually blitzing the Lord.
Portafoglio.
As long as the Lord's alive, it's not a shot. That's how it's cracked.
Epidemia
Catch.
di zombie
Ken
hanno
was brought
distrutto gli
down
oggetti
to almost
abbandonati.
60%.
Hai raccolto 12
In that
dollari.
sequence though, and
Hai raccolto 7 dollari.
Hai
raccolto chat
Corinthians
screen.
esports,
Input
now that they've
message
been
to send.
able to all catch up in this potential Lord
Paragrafo
fight.
F sopravvissuto
it's good.
Eternal
So,
Force
oh my lord.
look at
141.
the damage
Tanto ne
from
tanti
Zippy.
nella
They
end
get
chest.
to receive that
Hai
critical
raccolto
and the Fury of the Phoenix does a great job. Oh, Corinthians esports actually get
Hai
the
raccolto 9
objective, but
dollari.
will they be able to make it out
Chat
alive?
screen.
That is going to be the question. Hesu doing his best to delay, but they lose 4 members in the process. It's only Louise standing alone.
And the Lord will spawn up top as long as Mythic Seal time it right here. It's going to spawn in and they will not have to deal with the Lord. 15 seconds on Frost La Neve. There you have it. They wait for it and they will have the route to go for the
Paragrafo
equalizer.
ieri
They
Big
went for
Boss
the
Sino
flicker and they
618.
gained access to the base. It seems like Group A
Hai raccolto
indeed is
$1.
becoming very competitive.
raccolto
We're
5
heading
dollari.
into another
Hai
game
raccolto
number
10
3.
dollari.
Our
Hai raccolto
third
3 dollari.
full series of the day. Hey, if you thought MSC was going to be predictable, maybe, but not the case.
I gotta say, only Team Liquid got away with a 2-0
Online
today.
Players. Paragrafo F, paragrafo 6 di paragrafo Cristian 72. Big Boss Sinno 6181. Sopravvissuto Eternal Force
I just throw
141.
out
Infetto il
words of
trattino
wisdom that
basso
is not
ponte.
supposed to be wisdom.
Hai
And
raccolto
it turns out to be
Game.
wisdom.
Yeah. It's
Ose
like,
Mauskersa
you have to
rotta
lose
batan
for you
tu
to win.
select Relaman.
You're a philosopher.
Epidemia lorda, zombie
yes.
distruggerà tutti
I'm
gli
a
oggetti a
philosopher.
terra tra 200 secondi.
You are philosopher.
I am
Paragrafo F
philosophy.
sopravvissuto
Now, I gotta say,
Eternal Force
my heart skip
141.
a bit
Forse
when
meglio che
Zippy
fai una base se
tried
vuoi
to
ti
go
aiuto.
for a play
Yeah, up top.
against Granger,
Yeah.
thinking that he can outplay that with the Wind of Nature,
Yep.
considering that,
Paragrafo
you know,
F infetto
Sky
il
pierces 2
trattino basso
damage.
ponti. Ora non
That
posso
was
perché ho poco
very
tempo.
brave. I'm not as brave as that man, but that man's pretty brave. But he's performing.
Chat screen. Input message and press enter to send. Paragrafo F
Because
sopravvissuto
in a
Eternal
previous
Force
championship,
141.
not doing that great, but
Prendo
hey,
questa
in this
zona
one,
come
very
riferimento
disciplined.
per iniziare nel frattempo.
Dealing a lot of damage,
Hai raccolto 3
taking a lot
dollari.
of risk, but
Hai raccolto 10 dollari.
hey, they're not even gonna show it.
Payment. Ose Mauskersa
they feel
rotta
nervous about
batan
that
tu
attempt
select
to-
Relaman.
The itemization just a little bit more, but Phoveus against the CC, Phoveus wins that matchup. Until CC gets that War Axe, then it becomes different. So I like the way that Kun played the lane, understanding I have a timer, so I gotta make sure that I'm stopping you in your tracks, not allowing to roam around the map, creating pressure, influence, anything else. And that way, the Phoveus does win the matchup. And then once the CC has that War Axe, it's not your job anymore, right? It's not the job of the Phoveus. Everyone else can start taking turns dealing with the CC.
I think level 1 to 4, that's when the CC actually also wins as well. Before the War Axe, that was level 1 to 4. And then after that, level 5 to like 6, before the War Axe, then that's Phoveus winning it out. And then we come back to CC win with the War Axe. So there are multiple windows where the Phoveus wins, where the CC wins, and it comes down to you just understanding that power spike, when it opens, when it closes against your opponent.
It for majority of the time, I think the camera panned to the EXP lane
There's a lot of brawls.
and showed Hesu kind of struggling on the
Made a lot of
CC.
mistakes as well.
Yeah, so
Like curtain call for
for who?
Yeah.
For one, I mean,
one
understandable for one if you want to shred
Very
down.
trigger happy.
yeah, but the turtle's coming up. It would have been great if you had that, later on. Yeah.
So I think this wasn't the Hesu we are familiar with, like the Hesu we saw here, because people would say that he
Epidemia
kind
lorda,
of
zombie arriverà a
stabilized the
momenti.
team in terms of decision making. But if he was the one in that game who went for the questionable things, then
Yeah.
She's
Might
too
crumble.
nice.
She's way too nice, man.
You're way too nice.
Yeah, just say, Mythic Seal, you're better when you're behind. Just say it. And then as CCP, you
Epidemia
whatever
di zombie
utilities
hanno
it can.
distrutto
Yeah,
gli
like,
oggetti
listen, don't make a
abbandonati.
mistake.
Yeah,
Just say that.
don't ult
okay,
randomly.
should avoid mistakes.
But going back here as well,
WVF compra il tuo pacchetto VIP
when
su
Nico was on the Selena and now on the
www.tvex.io.
Jushin. Very different heroes.
Oh yeah.
Looking much better now. Not a lot of recalling, not a lot of ego
Hey,
challenging.
don't say that yet, because
Oh, that's
last
true.
time he was on Tucson, he was winning, and then he started recalling, and then the game turned around, and then he almost lost and
Yep,
didn't qualify to RC. But he ultimately did, so yeah.
Hey, you know what I tell myself? Shut up, man. So yeah, go ahead.
we choose
Paragrafo
our
FVP
words
Iron
from
Tiger
this point onwards.
50146.
But yeah,
Salve.
I think we were also talking about Zippy earlier before this game, and
Zippy.
he actually did show up, except that one point where it was
They're discussing
nearly
there, by the way.
kind of
Yep,
dangerous.
just there.
So we see there.
Hai raccolto 2 dollari. Hai raccolto 1 dollaro.
Analysis.
Hai raccolto 5
That's my
dollari.
boy, that's Ken, bro.
Hai raccolto 9 dollari.
You know? Speaking of
Hai
what we
raccolto
think,
9 dollari. Hai raccolto 12 dollari. Hai raccolto
very
9
high goal per
dollari.
minute, 875.
Hai raccolto 3
Luis
dollari.
took a lot of damage.
Hai
I kinda
raccolto
feel like
9
we're-
dollari. Hai raccolto 9 dollari. Hai raccolto 6
Especially with
dollari.
Esu, like we've
Hai
seen
raccolto
different CC
5
players
dollari.
today. Even
Hai
during
raccolto
NWI
9
and
dollari.
even in the
Hai raccolto 2 dollari. Hai raccolto 11
decisions where
dollari.
I agree.
you should
Hai
be playing for
raccolto 3
yourself.
dollari.
You should be playing for
Hai
your
raccolto
team.
3
right?
dollari.
Peel, just play with the peel.
Hai
right?
raccolto
Move
5
back with the
dollari.
Zetien and the Granger.
So
Hai
that's
raccolto
where
11
the
dollari.
individual plays
Hai raccolto 8 dollari.
We saw
Hai
it
raccolto
in
3
action
dollari.
in game number 2.
Hai raccolto 4
Because it felt
dollari.
like they were doing
Hai raccolto 4 dollari.
individual, very
Hai
like,
raccolto
decisions that
game menu.
need or didn't even
Usemma
consult
scherza rotta
others.
button
The
to
other word
select
is
element.
selfish.
Yeah. Selfless, selfish.
That sounds harsh,
Back
but
to game
maybe
button.
that's how
Screen element game
Just
menu.
self-
No, usemma scherza rotta
She's
button
too
to
nice. She
select
even like,
element.
wait, I gotta think about it. Is this too harsh?
Maybe he.
But in all seriousness, also, if we bring it back to game number 1, that's why Corinthians was able to actually pull off the comeback. It's because they just had a lot of individual picks, and so did Mythic Seal. Mythic Seal just played into the game of Corinthians. You brought it up. They're very individualistic for Corinthians, and that's why the landslot really worked out. Now that Mythic Seal are playing much more like a team, at least when they're behind, they have ways to... What's... displace. There you go.
Yeah.
The displace the landslot to make it not as free for Flick.
Yeah, Flick as well.
Paragrafo
You
F
guys were
Wi-Fi
talking
Iron
about it,
Tiger
but missing some punctures,
50146
getting shoulder
Don
bash.
Fams una
So
gamba
this
di
is why I
Joe e
say,
una
like,
testa in
mechanical
cambio di una
mistakes needs to
Katan.
lower down just a little bit and play with the team, because there are moments like this is good, but it's not good because of them, but it's because Mythic Seal botched the engage.
I think in his defense, LaFell, that's what a little more small displacements can do to a
Yeah,
landslot.
yeah.
Like just a shoulder bash, the targeting gets off the punch from Mr. Badang and even Dusin. So like small things make it very hard for the landslot to land punctures.
I think a lot of them had unexpected moments wherein they got displaced, even by their
exactly.
own teammates. So there were a couple of ejectors which were supposed to be for
That's
Mythic
true.
Seal, but did not land
Yeah.
to the members of Mythic Seal. And that's another thing, I think. Luis wasn't able to play the Jawhead. It was last pick, but it felt like he
Paragrafo
struggled
F
the
Wi-Fi
most.
Iron
I mean,
Tiger
that's the thing with Lancelot,
50146
right? Your
Don
enemies are
Fams
your
una gamba di
enemies.
Joe e
And
una
even your
testa
friends are
in cambio
enemies.
di una
Because you want to
Katan.
use the minions.
Yeah, and then they clear it.
And then they clear it. And it's like, well, I guess I got to go back to the buff. But now we're going to be looking at the road to EWC, but this time for Mythic Seal.
Hi, my name is Ken. I play for Mythic Seal and I play in the jungle role. The toughest moment was in the Burn Pioneers because the first game we lost and everyone's mental was maybe a little bit.
Hai
we were all
raccolto
tired
12
because we had
dollari.
to play dual bracket finals early in the morning. So everyone was tired and we lost the first game.
Hai raccolto 12 dollari. Hai raccolto 12 dollari.
I told
Hai
my team,
raccolto 3
just
dollari.
don't care if we lose.
Hai
Just
raccolto 3
play one
dollari.
game at a time and
Hai raccolto 8 dollari. Hai raccolto 3 dollari. Hai raccolto 7 dollari.
Can finally,
Hai
after being
raccolto
so
5
loyal to
dollari.
Mythic Seal for so long,
Hai raccolto
going
10
over that
dollari.
hurdle, there was a moment
Hai
where people
raccolto
thought, well,
9
it'll be
dollari.
Young and Galacticos, most
Hai
likely,
raccolto 3
but now
dollari.
they were able
Hai
to get out
raccolto
and
1
they made it.
dollaro.
Zippy Cutie finds
Hai
the
raccolto
kill.
4
The base is
dollari.
wide open.
Hai raccolto
After
8
three
dollari.
heartbreaking
Hai
runs,
raccolto 4
Mythic
dollari.
Seal have broken
Hai raccolto
through the
3
doors of
dollari.
destiny.
Hai
They
raccolto 11
finally
dollari.
rise to the
Hai raccolto
international
2 dollari.
stage at MSC.
Hai raccolto 7 dollari.
XEWC.
Hai raccolto 5
I just
dollari.
learned not to be afraid
Hai
of
raccolto
losing
11
anymore.
dollari. Hai raccolto 2 dollari. Hai raccolto 12 dollari. Game menu. Usemma scherza rotta button to
I have
select
to be an
element.
example to my teammates. But I'm really happy to be back, and I hope that I can really prove something here.
Ken said it himself. I'm not afraid to lose. So lose just a little bit so that you
Just a
win
little bit.
everything else. You know, just what, like
Just a little bit.
700 goal, 4,000 goal, between
Yeah,
that gap. you know?
Not
And
too
then-
much, but also not too little, so that you are aware that we still have to lock in.
Okay.
Okay.
That's scary then. Like if you're a team going up against Mythic Seal and you have the lead, you still
You're like,
should
oh, no.
not be complacent.
Oh no, we have a lead. This is
We gotta
this is
give
gonna
them the lead.
backfire on us. Yeah.
That could be an actual strat, dude. Like if they don't notice their patterns and like their bad habits when they're ahead, that could actually be a legit strat. They're like, yo,
That's gonna be
early
that's
game.
gonna be the key to victory.
Dude, SRG Mythic Seal. That matchup, right?
Both of them is like, no, you win. No, you win. No, you win. No, you win. That's gonna be a game to watch.
Yeah.
That's gonna
No,
be amazing.
You hit the crystal.
Now,
I wonder how many games that'll reach, if ever it do. But
hey,
7.
7.
Epidemia lorda
The players
zombie
are behind
distruggerà
us
tutti
right
gli
now, and the
oggetti a terra
draft
tra
have just
200
started.
secondi.
Is that why they're always better than us? They're behind? Oh, dude! 2 out of 2.
All right, now
Why just
2 out of 2. Okay, Mythic Seal, first pick again, and Corinthians, second pick. So at this point, Mirko, I'm actually with you
Yeah.
in the sense that CC is an option, but also the Edith as well as the Katat, right? Like looking at the plays just now, I kind of feel like Jesus needs a hero that plays for his team.
yeah,
Right? Yeah.
I want to see the
It's also just easier.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
it's also just easier, yeah.
the easier, the snappier. I want to see those heroes from Hesu, which actually change the tides.
And then he picks out a better dead.
Oh, then he goes, you know what? You guys are talking too much. I'm going to pick the hardest hero.
What if though? But
Oh,
we're
what
yet
if?
to see a damage EXP.
Hey, we haven't seen a lot of damage EXP. The closest one is Lapu Lapu. We've
Yeah.
not seen a Masha yet. We've not
Does
seen.
Arlet count as a damage EXP?
Depends on the items.
Did
But he just
Sanford's
gets Fury
Arlet
hammered,
count?
though,
Does
then.
yeah, because Sanford played Arlet,
I mean, he used a Thunderbelt. Technically, there is
but he has a
damage.
Fury Hammer.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
see, you don't even you don't commit.
You don't commit. Yeah, like
You just put
to all
you
the
just put
Arlets,
one
if
foot
you're-
in,
Yeah,
and then the rest of your body out.
exactly. The real full damage Arlets are the Petrifies.
Yeah.
Are the Blade of Heptases.
Sky Piercer.
Sky Piercer.
Those are the real G's.
Yes, sir.
All right. Speaking of G's, right now the draft.
Oh,
they
that's a
banned
change.
one.
Okay, that's good. I like that.
Hey,
So,
respect.
respect. Mythic Seal showing a lot of that up against Flick.
Wait. So that leaves the Farsa Phoveus
Arlet,
open.
yeah.
Arlet.
And if they don't get the joy, that might be the next option for Flick. So what does Ken use then?
What about they just ban the joy? They won't. But what if? They won't. But what
Do they
if?
ban the Juice Sin?
Oh,
Is
yeah,
my question
that's-
here. Or the
that's-
Arlet.
That's okay. I feel like they can get the Arlet.
Because they banned the Arlet previously, right?
Yep.
So
I
yeah,
feel
they
like
can. They can. They go
Hey.
Juice
Ban
Sin.
the Juice
There you
Sin.
go.
Juice Sin.
All right, they traded out. All right, let's see Mythic Seal. Is it going to be Phoveus first pick? The Farsa is up. Yes.
Oh, Farsa.
I think Farsa
Probably
should
not
be the
joy,
prio.
right?
I like Farsa.
Same.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't see things.
Literally.
Yeah, because she's,
Yeah.
she's blind. But she does a lot of damage. And she can fly. And she clears the minions fast.
Yes.
Yep.
And she can fly.
I would like the faster
Have you mentioned that she can fly?
I think I haven't. She can fly. You literally can fly.
Because she
Farsa.
transforms.
As Farsa.
Ah,
So they pick up the Arlet.
Epidemia lorda zombie distruggeranno lenti.
Dude, this guy's talking a whole lot about flying. I don't want to do that. I want to just, with my spear, pick up the Arlet. All right.
My bad, G. My bad.
But this is
So
honestly.
they pick up the Farsa.
No. The thing is, if you haven't heard, wait, I'm sorry, LaFa. I'm sorry to shut you down here. But the Arlet is a good way to go up against Farsa
Yeah,
because you pop
Epidemia
up for the
di zombie
airstrike,
hanno
you're a sitting duck
distrutto
for
gli
the Arlet
oggetti abbandonati.
into whatever it is
Hey.
the team has.
Farsa's not a duck. Actually, she
She's
could
a,
be. Actually,
she
could
is.
be.
She can't be.
Depends
She
on the
is good
skill.
for her.
Bro,
They go for the Farsa. They,
you need to listen to my
I'll
words
listen
of
to you.
wisdom.
I'll listen.
Hey, but the joy is still. Well, at least they have a Fredrin.
yeah, I don't think you go join now, right?
See?
Into the counter?
Bro, they can hear us.
Okay. Can they?
Yeah, it just depends on how loud
No, they
we
can't.
are.
They can't. We're pretty loud.
So maybe not joy. Okay.
And then
Switch it up.
and then joy. Do they take a gold laner here? Okay, one's out.
I
so
think
the only-
Granger will be fine. Safe
Yeah,
choice.
I think Granger is fine because
There you go. And
the joy. Yeah. Yeah. See, don't say stuff. You're
Yeah.
challenging them.
I challenged them to go Farsa. challenged
This
them to go
should
joy.
be a. It's hard. Wait. Focus.
What's first?
Yeah, Phoveus will be great here. That's why I was.
There's no way they don't pick up the Phobius right.
All right, I see what you're doing here, LaFell. Corinthians, do they go instead for something else just to be like, yeah, we're not?
Because we wanted something else from Hesu.
But I think the Phobius works. Like, the Phobius is a bit too good right now. You have a Joy? Dude,
Okay, they don't.
there's a Joy, an Arlet.
Yep. Go on.
Wait, no, because the Arlot still can be flexed. So
But still, you get value. Like the Roamer, the XP will always be part of fights early,
Yeah.
and then the Arlet, the Joy is there too. So it's like you get value.
Epidemia
anyway.
lorda, zombie distruggerà tutti gli oggetti a terra tra 200
Let's
secondi.
just start a podcast.
okay.
We already have one.
We have one.
Gank and Gather, ladies and gentlemen, go check it out.
So they should be banning out the mints. Maybe consider it Selena, right? Just take out Nico's, Selena and Valentina, because I feel like you gotta respect that. You just gotta respect it,
Yeah, because there's nothing left. The Jushin and the Kimi are out.
and neither of them will get banned.
I really hope Mythic Seal bans the Phobius. That's what I really hope right now because hey, their
They
composition's
should.
looking very dicey without the Phobius ban.
It's 100%. 100%.
Okay.
100%.
100.
Why wouldn't it? Like, what else is there to ban? In retail, maybe, sure.
Yeah.
Wait, why? They have a monster.
Oh wait, yeah, of course. Dude,
Oh.
it's the game. It's
The
been
game has been.
it's been messing with my mind. Hey, we got it right.
There you go. There you go.
We got it right.
There you go.
Yo.
Finally.
This is a roller coaster. Who knew a draft can be this intense?
Corinthians next.
Wait.
Selena. Honestly, not a bad one to
Or
actually ban
maybe
out the
just the
Lydia.
Valen.
Yeah,
Frederick.
Valen is the safest in my opinion.
Take out the Valen. So you don't get to give away. I don't know. See, I
Selena,
told you.
man. There you go.
Listen to me.
No, I was challenging them to. Oh.
Dude, she's 5'8".
She is. Mythic Seal now. Do they also just say, you know what? We're taking your heroes out of the equation too, Hesu. Take away the CC.
And then they ban.
Honestly, CC is a good band, but I don't know. After watching that game, you're like, I can deal with it. Kalia, okay.
Hey, what about the Masha right now for Corinthians? They have a utility jungle.
Oh wait, yeah.
Yeah, we haven't seen the Masha.
Maybe Hesu is telling them like, let me do damage.
Damage, and then they give me something like.
Masha.
Oh yeah, it's still open.
Yeah. Could also be Gatot Kacha. I think that works too
Yeah.
against this composition.
Safest.
Wait, this is a
They could
Badam.
take it now. I feel like they could
There's
take
also
that now.
Badang, yeah. So a lot of good options for Corinthians here. If they want to go Masha, that's up. They can also just go for the safe route.
Or Chip Masha. No, wait.
No, right? I think the first one was
I feel like you don't
shortcut.
have to go Masha. Like there's other damage dealers.
That's
The
Badang.
Badam.
Go
Okay.
for the Badang.
So what's
I want the Valentina. I feel like the Valentina is going to be pretty
Same.
good here.
I agree. And Nico actually did amazing on it
Yep,
to
yep.
equalize against the Young Galacticos in MSL MM Season 1.
Valentina and.
Valentina Cappuccino. I would prefer just put the Arlet in the EXP.
I agree. Please XP.
XP Arlo.
What?
Epidemia lorda, zombie arriverà a momenti.
Whoa! Whoa!
Okay.
Nico
Pulling in all the
flexing.
stops for this one.
Nico's showing up. He's like,
I like
hey,
it.
I'll watch MWI.
Yeah.
I saw the final game.
And an Esmeralda. Oh, this
This is
is so much riskier for Mythic
Epidemia,
Seal.
gli zombie
Yeah.
hanno distrutto
Yeah.
gli oggetti abbandonati.
this is what we wanted for MSC day one.
We're encountering the unknown.
Experience the world.
WGF compra
Where
il
when
tuo
you move
pacchetto VIP
forward,
su
you don't know which is left, which is
www.tevex.it.
right.
WGF
And now we're
diffida di chi
jumping
ti
into
chiede
draft
l'inserimento
that we've
di
never
codici o
experienced
email su Discord e altri
This
siti.
is what the world has to offer. And I'm going to show it to you guys.
Thank you so much, LaFell. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to
Hai raccolto 10 dollari.
But me and
Hai
Brigida
raccolto
will bring you
2
the
dollari.
final game
Hai
of the
raccolto
day as we
6 dollari.
encounter the
Hai
unknown.
raccolto 6 dollari.
Final game of the
Hai
day.
raccolto 7 dollari.
Siege, Mythic Seal,
Hai
and
raccolto
also
7 dollari.
Corinthians. Now,
Online
question
players.
is the
Paragrafo
upset
R, paragrafo
real?
6,
Can
paragrafo
Mythic Seal
Hai
take the
raccolto
dub
11
with Ken
dollari.
in his
Hai
third
raccolto
Joy
3
game?
dollari.
That's right. This
Hai raccolto 4 dollari.
of the day.
Hai raccolto 4
And
dollari.
imagine that. Okay,
Hai
we
raccolto
already beat the
7
record for
dollari.
fastest first blood
Hai
in this
raccolto
day.
6
We
dollari.
got one in 29
Hai raccolto
seconds.
7 dollari.
Courtesy of...
Hai raccolto 9 dollari.
Man on control.
Hai raccolto 10
Just
dollari.
showing Jiku
Hai
knows
raccolto
all around the
12
board.
dollari.
Corinthians couldn't
Hai
handle the
raccolto
kicks, couldn't
5
handle
dollari.
the
Hai
swagger.
raccolto 12
That was such a great
dollari.
start for Mythic Seals though.
Hai
Like, I was
raccolto
honestly
12
supposed to
dollari.
say that
Hai
I
raccolto
was...
7 dollari.
Oh no, yeah.
Hai raccolto 6 dollari.
Yeah, but anyway,
Hai
I was
raccolto
trying
10 dollari.
to...
Game
I was
menu.
kind of worried for
Cose ma
Frost Laneve,
scherza,
considering that
Rolta Batan, tu
Kadita
sei
sounds like such a
l'excellent.
great answer to the Farsa, similar to the entire Kadita Farsa
Epidemia lorda,
matchup.
zombie distruggerà tutti gli oggetti a terra
Kagura
tra
Farsa
200
matchup,
secondi.
rather. But given that they're already able to get that great of a start with just Boye, I feel like it's gonna be a little tricky for Frost Laneve to position himself around the map. And speaking of Frost Laneve, look at that. He went for tenacity on the Farsa.
Oh, all right. Tenacity for both the mid duo here. And Inspire, they're really in sync for this one. Despite the tankiness, they still
Mythic
fell
Seal
first
one,
blood, and
one
it goes to
kill.
show you how much
First
Mythic Seal
blood.
have explosive burst in the early game.
Yep. Oh.
Petrify again.
I mean, that's the pull yourself together, Kadita. They'll just be using all these skills over and over again. Flick is kinda low. Will they try to chase after him? Boye might try to disturb his farming. And that's a few moments away before we see the objective spawn. So they've done a really good job in zoning out the members of Corinthians. Hesudo somehow managing 2 members all by himself. Will get some help from Luis. But then that's the flicker from Kun already committed before the fight.
A bit of a mistake there from Kun. He walked up, tried to go for the vengeance, but Hesu popped in the Purify, falling Star Moon.
Oh, that was such an accurate use. But the knockup from the Breath of the Ocean, Nico tries to burst down Flick, but some of his HP goes back because of the Appraiser's Wrath. Ken, though, still steals away that objective from Corinthians Esports, despite a great start. And now Kun might just be the next to fall. Hesu doing a great job. Retribution committed just to slow him down, and he tries to dash back in. There's the Jeet Kun don't knock up, and Kun,
Oh my god!
what? He's still able to survive all that! Flicker from Louise finally takes the kill, but so many resources were committed just for that!
Great on over. Ken looking for his wild breath of the ocean from Nico. And away of the dragon to lock things down. Mythic Seal. A long team fight that lasted ages. Won out by the Seals, and now it's all in for them. Ken already invading the jungle. Oh, Corinthians.
Wow.
Outplayed by Kun, and that just shows you how. Oh man, that was a mistake by Upatizi, right? He didn't mean to spear miss with it. But anyways, great outplay from Kun. They didn't
Yeah.
expect how many more ways to CC was available for Mythic Seal. They forgot about the Breath of the Ocean. They forgot about the Jikundo that landed on 2, and mainly they underestimated the sustain that the Arlet has with skill 2. Every time you get it, oh my god, Nico,
Again?
Purify.
Okay, I mean, again, that's the pull yourself together Kadita. So Nico will just be constantly hunting down targets for Corinthians Esports, and I agree. I mean, that entire sequence which took place earlier was because Mythic Seals was somehow behind. So that's why they were trying to invade deep into their jungle, but they find a way to turn things around. Took Corinthians Esports long enough to stay in that
Epidemia
fight. So
lorda,
somehow
zombie
Mythic Seal
arriverà a momento.
clearly have regained the lead in this game. Not their key to victory, but that's when you know they're starting to make things work.
Yeah, they're not behind, but it's all right. You know, it doesn't have to always be them being behind. I think the last 2 games have taught them.
Epidemia
Way
di
the dragon,
zombie
the flicker,
hanno
top of the rest of the
distrutto
ocean
gli
as
oggetti
well. Wow.
That immediately deletes Luis before he gets to do anything or even looks for a setup. There's the dashers coming in from Ken. SOD lands as well. Upatizi goes in! And beautiful energy eruption used here by Flick. But then the response, the Breath of the Ocean coming in from Nico once again. It just denies so much from the attempts of Corinthians Esports. It's as if you try to commit to the fight, but then you just suddenly get knocked up.
These fights have been so long, dude. And Mythic Seal, fortunately for them, have been winning it out. Nico now again, Breath of the Ocean.
Does he have the rough waves? Doesn't. But that was already close. Like, I mean, if he had the rough waves, though. I
would've
need
been
to
GG.
sneeze. I need
Yeah.
to sneeze. Oh,
Oh, another one. Now he has rough waves.
okay. Okay.
Is it going to be a turret? Zippy.
At least Upatizi.
Oh, he's saying a turret. Okay, he gets it.
No, he can't defend it. And he might not even survive. That was a close call. Zippy is playing a very brave gold lane for the past 2 games. Like, he's been very confident in his decisions. Flick might go in. Oh, double man knock up from the Jeet Kune Do. SOD also lands. There's the better airstrike, but it won't be doing much. Flick is the first one to get taken down. Ken tries to reach for Frostlanevi, but it's the double kill instead for Zippy, granting them free control over this turtle once again.
Mythic Seal are feeling it in game number 3, styling all over the board. The Fredrin counter hasn't really been a way to stop Ken.
Yeah.
Well, in a way, yes, in KDA, but when it comes to damage, Ken's still dealing it. He's still getting 3 sacks, electrifying beats in, and mainly it's because of the setup. Mainly it's because of how much CC Mythic Seal have. Arla's just jumping all around the place. Nico's jumping in with water.
Yep.
Corinthians don't know what to build now.
This, you see the Kadira just standing in front of you. It's so annoying because you know that you can't really attempt to go for this hero, this pickup. There's still the Petrify, there's still the knockup from the Breath of the Ocean. She can just literally swim away from danger, and she's becoming such a huge problem for Corinthians, who I believe their early would revolve around the way they're able to utilize the Farsa. But Frostlanevi has been struggling to some extent, even forced to use the Purify every now and then, so they're not able to. Oh, okay, that was close. Okay, fortunately didn't catch up. But now the question remains: Corinthians Esports, they're significantly behind Mythic Seal, and there hasn't been a successful attempt from Luis. It's always Boye or Nico starting things up.
And you can really see how the Farsa are struggling in this game, right? Like, it's just so difficult for you to get an angle where you're free to deal damage with Feather Airstrike. At most, you throw out 2, and then you're forced to cancel. You're forced to walk back just because of this guy, or maybe the other guy who knows Kung Fu, or the one with music, or the one with a big spear. And Kun, that guy with a spear, is walking up. Ken, again, man, 3 whole levels ahead of the Fredrin. Boy, yeah.
Are they actually gonna try to do something now? Oh, they spot Upatizi, uses the SOD, but will that be enough? Luis is here to help, but the final slash, he gets to purify himself to safety, might just be able to walk away, but still, he had to use the purify, he had to use the SOD. That's a lot. 2 members, could they be locked in here by the Fistcraft? They don't, and they won't commit it just yet. He also doesn't have it anyway. So a lot of utilities burned by both sides right before the objective. Boye still trying to look for it though. But they might be a little more cautious. Never mind. Kun goes for the final smash, but there's no follow-up.
But it's still worth it, I would say, for Mythic Seal, because they baited out so many big ultimates. No Feather Airstrike, no Falling Star Moon, no Fist Crack, right? Turtle spawn in the game, but they don't want it. Mythic Seal are just gonna wait and possibly, yeah, go for a fast Lord here. This is a 2-turtle game, ladies and gentlemen. The beginning of the end for Corinthians. If Mythic Seal do get it.
$1.
But Tizi, I feel like
Hai
he
raccolto
wants
$4.
to
Hai raccolto $5. Hai raccolto
Ken and Boye
$7.
could have
Hai
actually
raccolto $11.
tried to do something.
Hai
Oh, now
raccolto
they know
$9.
where the other members
Hai
are.
raccolto
Nico tries to go in, but gets
Hai
denied
raccolto
by
$7.
Louise.
Hai
A
raccolto
beautiful way to
$7.
shut him down, so they
Hai
at least get a
raccolto
pick off
$10.
away from Mythic.
Hai raccolto $8. Hai raccolto $10.
Realize the rough waves.
Hai
Thought he had
raccolto
enough
$10.
enough time to
Hai
actually use it.
raccolto $2.
But in the end, he got chained
Hai raccolto $9. Hai raccolto
not
$12.
letting Mythic Seal breathe,
Hai
not
raccolto
letting them play the
$4.
slow-paced game. He's constantly
Hai raccolto
punishing as
$5.
Mythic Seal
Hai
continue to
raccolto
hesitate on what to
4
do.
crafting.
Yep.
Screen
At
element
least
2 out
now
of 2.
for Corinthians
Osema
Esports,
scherza rotta
they're
button
able
to
to
select game
somehow
menu.
gain a bit of control since
Osema
they were
scherza
forced, or they
rotta
did
button
take a
to
pick up
select
earlier.
element.
Upatizi bravely goes in.
WGF
Oh, but it
diffida di
seems like that
chiede
wasn't the right
l'inserimento di
decision
codice
because it was
email su
Flick who
Discord
was
gli altri
taken
siti.
down. Frostlanevi uses the better airstrike but gets cancelled by Kun, and it's a free objective going into the hands of Mythic Seal.
The Arlet canceling out the Farsa there, just without Final Slash. We expected maybe Final Slash could be the way to do it. No, he just vengeance is over to Louise. Gets the stun. Frostlanevi, no chance to purify out of that one. Roam Boots coming around already too. That's a Sea Halberd for the 4th item. So even more penetration to get through these tanky front lines of Corinthians.
Oh, another way of the dragon though. Do they have enough burst damage? That's Hesu, which they caught. Enough to bring him down. to low HP. But again, I feel like Mythic Seal, they're okay with this. They still have a Lord coming up top, and they'll get this chance, this opportunity to clean up the remaining towers of Corinthians Esports.
Slowly but surely sieging down the turrets in the side. We'll be walking with the Lord now. So far, they've managed the waves really, really well, by the way. Now they're going to build up. Another big one is the Lord actually charges up top, and Flick is sent all alone. Yeah, he has to respect this. Ken is fully stacked up. Doesn't want to use electrifying beats. Should just be a holy defense here.
Breath of the Ocean, such a big problem. They
Epidemia
don't
lorda
want to
zombie
let go of
distruggerà
their holy
tutti gli
shields, but
oggetti a terra
unfortunately
tra
will have
200
to.
secondi.
They have no choice but to sacrifice these resources because Mythic Seals are playing this very aggressively. There's no guarantee on whether when Boye will try to go for the flicker setup or when Nico will actually try to at least petrify a single target, which then can be layered as well. But Ken, will he go in? There's the taunt from the energy eruption. Frost La Neve already using the feathered airstrike. Might be a go signal for Mythic Seal. They have to be careful of their positioning. Kun can do the final slash flicker too anytime.
Could be. Boye looking for an angle as well. They're constantly sieging, but their only like way to siege right now is through the range of Zippy, and I don't think that's enough. Corinthians have Moscow, Farsa. That's really, really good defense, so Mythic Seal are going to have to wait for the next neutral objective, Lord. That's still going to be enhanced. We won't have evolved up until 18. Wind of Nature, final item for Zippy. Wants a bit more defense. Not even a Fury Hammer for Kun this game. It's purely tank Arlet to survive and just to be a distraction to cancel out the feather airstrikes and to isolate some of the backliners away from the big fight.
Zippy also picked up his Wind of Nature just now. So that's going to be another problem for Corinthians Esports if they do want to attempt to go for him. And it's not like he can be the first option, nor the easiest target if you're looking at the lineup of Mythic Seals, because you have to go through so many members. You have to not get surprised and burst it down first if you want to do just that. But speaking of, they actually go for the surprise. They target Hesu. Tanky enough, though, gets to survive and walk away, but not Louise. Louise will be the sacrifice this time for Corinthians. And it's perfect timing.
Really good timing. Mythic Seal have been on point when it comes to picking people off right before the Lord. It's a risky game to play because if you lose one member, it could be another 50-50 or it could be an advantage towards your opponents. But if you're this good at going for picks on Cho, it basically is free. Good escape too with the Breath of the Ocean landing on Hesu. Lord slain. Boye is looking for more, but he doesn't want to go for it. He knows he has the Lord. Let's play with it.
There have been a lot of interesting interactions so far today. Just now we saw the the Falling Star Moon into the Breath of the Ocean. And still get knocked up mid-air. But this is going to be pretty hard for Corinthians Esports if they don't time their skills well. If Frost La Neve gets forced to use the feathered airstrike again, similar to earlier. If Mythic Seals manage the waves right, and it seems like that's what they're trying to do. But interestingly enough, Corinthians Esports, they're not staying in the base. They're actually trying to go out.
Yeah, they really are trying to fight back to gain some tempo back in the map, but it's just so difficult because you never know where Mythic Seal are
Epidemia
going to attack
lorda
from.
zombie arriverà a momenti.
You don't know where the Kadita is.
That's the thing. It was nervous for a moment because they were just holding the brush down bottom. Oh, Sphere of Misery denies Boye of that potential setup. But these are 3 waves, all synced, heading or close to gaining access to their base. Flick, already
Epidemia
down
gli
half
zombie hanno
HP.
distrutto gli oggetti
The
abbandonati.
flicker final slash might be the way to go. Feathered airstrike already committed by Frost La Neve. They won't be able to cancel it for now, but they just focus on
Doppia
taking the
VGS
inhibitor
compra il
turrets.
tuo
Kun will
pacchetto
actually
Vitsu
did
doppia
try
VGS
this time.
punto
Flick, he
telex.it.
gets bursted down. The final slash is committed onto 2 members, and that's gonna be a tricky spot. Upatizi is the next target, and look at Nico just diving in. Gets a double kill away from Corinthians. Zippy as well. It's close to a wipeout. It's only Hesu left alive, and he too might be taken down as Mythic Seals. The upset is denied for this series.
3 times we saw a possible upset. 3 times we saw
Hai
the
raccolto
favorites
5
come back to
Hai raccolto 3
prevail.
dollari.
Today is not the day of
Hai
upsets.
raccolto
It is
11
all
dollari.
about the
Hai
top
raccolto
teams.
4 dollari.
I mean, here's the thing:
Hai
it's day
raccolto
number 1,
12
and they're
dollari.
already
Hai raccolto 12 dollari.
Like, this is just gonna
Hai
ramp
raccolto
up
9
day 2,
dollari.
day 3, heck, especially
raccolto 8
day 3, because
dollari.
that's when we'll be
Hai raccolto 8 dollari. Hai raccolto 5 dollari. Hai raccolto 10 dollari.
Nico, hey, you know what?
Hai
At the end,
raccolto
it's fine.
9 dollari.
Hey, you
It's
won.
fine.
Hai raccolto
Right.
8
A win is a
dollari.
win.
A win is
Hai
a
raccolto
win.
7
This
dollari.
time, it does show
Hai
that
raccolto 11 dollari.
into game number 1,
Hai
you're being
raccolto
a
4
little bit too
dollari.
much. They just
Hai
gotta bring it back
raccolto
in,
$1.
and then everything looks
Hai
good.
raccolto 6 dollari.
Imagine the
Crafting.
amount of
Screen
times
element,
we
2 out
saw
of 2.
Nico and Boye
Cose mouse
just
scherza,
go
rotta
for
button to
like
select
the pickoffs,
element.
the setups, and Corinthians
Crafting.
had no answer to it.
Screen element 2 out of 2.
Even for Flick, this was the
Cose
time
mouse
when they
scherza,
spent too
rotta
much
button crafting.
time in the
Screen
jungle.
element 2 out of 2.
Oh my goodness.
Cose mouse scherza,
Oh my
rotta button
goodness.
to select element.
Oh, by Kun. And
Epidemia
the
lorda,
team,
zombie
remember, the team effort
distruggerà
whenever it's an
tutti gli
Arlet,
oggetti a te.
you can't really make those kind of plays
Cose mouse
alone.
scherza, rotta button, play
Yeah.
multi, play multi.
Either
play.
ways, this is an amazing
mouse
matchup.
scherza,
Behind me,
rotta
it does look
back
like Eterna is
Title
ready
screen.
with Ken. So now, we're gonna let Eterna talk with Merkel's boy.
That's my boy.